Welcome to the Upside podcast, where we help you get unstuck in your life and your business by elevating your thinking and provoking meaningful change from the inside out. I'm your host, Theresa Flood, and let's get started. So today I want to talk to you about a superpower that maybe you didn't know you had, or maybe you didn't know that you needed. And that is patience. Oh, I know. We're all just oozing every single day with patience galore. But I want to challenge you to reevaluate your relationship with time. And that's really what patience is all about. And when you master that relationship, then you unlock so much power, purpose, and progress and peace into your life. And I don't know about you, but I definitely will take all of the peace that I can get. So I want you to think about in the morning when your alarm goes off and you press the snooze button. Now, my alarm goes off at 4:40 every morning, so I'm an early riser. And I do allow myself one snooze occasionally. And that's like a 9-minute snooze. And I don't know about you, but that 9 minutes or however long your snooze is literally feels like seconds, right? You fall back asleep and you go, seriously, how could it be so fast? And then you look at your children, right? And my girls are 13 and I look and it's like a blink of an eye and they're grown. How did this happen so fast? And then on the flip side, those same little babies, when they were 1 month old and they were screaming their heads off in the middle of the night for 2 hours, and it felt like the longest eternity, like am I ever going to be able to sleep again? Or you go to the gym and you get on that stair stepper and you clock in 20 minutes and you're thinking after 3 minutes, surely we're done. Nope, 17 minutes to go. Whoa, taking forever. Or my ultimate favorite, if you're like me with the microwave, I put in my food for 2 minutes and I literally cannot wait the last 10 seconds for that microwave to count down. I almost always will stop it 10, 15 seconds early because I just simply cannot wait any more time to just get this show on the road. So our relationship with time is really what it's all about. It's not about the clock. It's about how we feel about the time that's ticking away. And that is why patience matters so much. So if you think about impatience, what does it mean to be impatient? It really is just the inability to wait for something without frustration. The ability to stay calm, to maintain your sense of peace when you have that feeling of this should absolutely be happening faster. But patience is really the ability to endure delays, to endure suffering, or to endure annoyance without losing your cool. Patience really is a form of perseverance. It's tolerance. It's calmness, even when the world is happening slower than what you wish. It's not about waiting. All of us have to wait. Whether we wait or not doesn't necessarily make us patient. It's about the attitude that we have while we're waiting. And so I want to encourage some of you today that are in a journey maybe of building something, or in a journey where you have started something and it's not happening as fast as you would like. I am talking to you. You are waiting on something. I want to talk to you about your superpower of patience. So I want to give you 4 truths about patience. Number 1, all good things take time. It's the difference between you have a big green egg or a smoker where it's slow cooking your meat, right? That is so much better than the microwave, which I'm not really sure if you can put a brisket in the microwave and actually cook it from raw. I'm not sure, never tried that, but it sounds disgusting. So the idea is that all good things take time. Number 2, delays are inevitable. For instance, even the best airlines in the world, which we could argue about who the best is, experience 15 to 20% of their flights are delayed. If they do everything right, they're still going to have 15 to 20% delays. That is just life. We're going to experience delays as we're working towards something. The third truth for you is that success will never happen as fast as we want it to, because we wanted it to happen yesterday. We wanted it to happen immediately. It will just never happen as fast as what we want. It almost always, occasionally it's surprising, but almost always it will take longer than what we expect. And number 4, there is no such thing as overnight success. Only overnight recognition, meaning all of the dues that you've been paying, all of the hard work, everything you've been doing behind the scenes, and then somebody suddenly recognizes it. It wasn't an overnight success. There was time on task over time. There was blood, sweat, and tears that paved the way to get there. But again, all good things take time. It never happens as fast as what we want. Delays are inevitable, and there is no such thing as overnight success. So patience matters during the wait, because ultimately we're going to have to wait either way. So the question is are we going to have joy in the journey? Are we going to have joy along the way while we're waiting? So patience is not giving up. Patience is committing to the journey no matter how long it takes. Are you committed to the journey even if it's taking longer than what you expected? Are you committed to the journey? And we choose perseverance one day at a time. It's not a one-time choice to persevere. It's you wake up every single day and you choose again. You choose again to wait with joy. You choose again to persevere. You choose again to not give up. It's an everyday choice. If you can cultivate patience in your life, you will outlast, outwork, and ultimately outperform all of the people who quit too soon. At the start of the race, there's a lot of runners. Now, there's a lot of people who won't even start. So if you have started, kudos to you, because there are a lot that will never get in the race. There are a lot that will drop out along the way. You don't necessarily have to be the fastest. You don't necessarily have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the best. If you will outlast those who quit when it takes too long, the field of competition becomes so much more narrow. Just don't stop. Don't quit. Patience matters. You must have it to succeed. So I want to give you a couple practical tips that we can use to cultivate patience, because I'm sure if you're like me, I'm a pretty fast-paced person. I like things to move quickly. I walk fast. I talk fast. I eat fast. I like speed. I value that in my life. And so what are the things that we can do, that I can do to help cultivate patience? And the first thing is always focusing on what we can control. I think this is just such a huge concept, or a huge mindset that we have to have for so many things, for keeping stress low and burnout low. But when it comes to maintaining patience, if we focus on what we can control, we become less frustrated by the clock that we can't control. The second thing I would say is to zoom out, because again, time feels fast or feels slow relative to something else. And so when you zoom out, you just get a bigger picture of what's really happening. You know, so many times a season feels so long, but if we look at it in the context of our life, we look at it in the context of something bigger, we start to see it's really not as long as what we think. And so we need to keep time in perspective. So take a moment to really zoom out and see the big picture. The third thing is to learn to enjoy the journey, because if we don't learn to enjoy the journey, most of life will be miserable, because most of life is the journey. Most of life is the journey. It's not the destination. It's the journey. Tommy loves all the vacation movies, and there's a quote in there that he says all the time, getting there is half the fun. And it really is true. If we learn to enjoy the process, then we become patient along the way, because it's not just about what we're going to eventually achieve. It's not just about what we're setting out to do or the outcome of it. What we're actually looking to achieve is the growth along the way. What we're actually looking for is the delight in the journey, is stopping and smelling the roses and seeing the people that we meet along the way and the things that we're able to experience and the lives that we're able to impact. That's what happens day to day. The destination is not nearly as important as the journey that we're on. And then the fourth tip I'm going to give you is really practical, and that is to boost your serotonin. So serotonin, which is a mood-enhancing hormone in your body, everybody knows that, right, as the happy hormone, actually helps you regulate patience by helping you handle delayed gratification better. So sometimes I think we work, a lot on our mindset and trying to perform at our optimal levels. And sometimes we have physical things happening that are just working against us. And so you can boost serotonin levels in your body by eating tryptophan. So, turkey is a great way to get tryptophan, but it's also fish, chicken, eggs, nuts, dairy, soy, bananas, potatoes. All of those things have serotonin. It naturally boosts and elevates your ability to have delayed gratification. Sunlight. You get serotonin and vitamin D through sunlight. So get outside, move your body, exercise, boost your serotonin levels. It will actually increase your patience. These are just really practical things that sometimes we forget to invest in our health because our health actually gives us that leg up on our mindset. So I want to tell you about a Moso bamboo tree. So these are bamboos that are grown in China and Japan. And it's a really unique kind of bamboo because let me tell you what happens. So year one, if you were to plant this bamboo, you would plant the seed, you would water it, and you would wait. And nothing is going to happen. But you're going to go out there and you're going to keep watering it. And you're going to keep waiting. And then in year two, you just keep watering and you're believing and you have faith because you know you planted the seed and you're going to continue to water and yet nothing is going to be happening. And then in year three, you are faithful. You committed to do what you said you were going to do and you have faith that this little bamboo seed is going to grow. And so you go out there and you keep watering and you keep having faith and you keep having hope and you keep believing. And you see maybe just a few signs of growth, but it's nothing impressive. And people look at you and go, why are you even trying? This is ridiculous. You're literally watering the dirt. And yet you keep going. And let me tell you what happens with the Moso bamboo tree in year four. In year four, or year five, within a few short weeks, it goes from almost seeing nothing visibly on the ground to 80 feet tall of bamboo. It's like it sprouted up overnight, but it actually didn't because what was happening is underneath the surface, down in the ground, these root systems were growing and they were getting expansive and deep so that they could support the growth of that bamboo. Nobody else could see it. And yet, if that farmer had quit watering it in year one or year two, or year three, they would have never seen anything happen. But because they were faithful to continue, you plant the seed, you water the seed, and you let God make it grow. I'm telling you, your time is coming. Be patient, continue in the journey, learn to enjoy it. Patience is where it's at. So all good things take time. Delays are inevitable. Success never happens fast enough. It's not just you, it's everybody. And there is no overnight success. So I want to encourage you, if you have a friend who is maybe pursuing a dream that feels delayed, or they have been waiting patiently or impatiently for a long time and they could use some encouragement, would you share this episode with them? Share with them the story of the bamboo tree. It might be exactly what they need to continue to persevere. But remember, if you will continue on, you're going to see the fruit. So keep living on the upside. Thank you for tuning in today. Cultivate your patience. And remember, when you invest in your growth every single day, it will yield you great returns in your life and your business. I'm Theresa Flood. We'll see you on the upside.